Hello, and welcome to a new wave of thinking. It seems a bit fitting to sort of get back into it here with this one and go on a short little walk and talk. How we go about our mental mapping of where we've been, what we're able to do with what we experience, how to experience everything through a filter of stillness, of calm, an ability to slow things down and think our way through even with our own past attitudes, habits, expressions, and etc., etc., etc. Yeah, just a different way of accessing the mind, body, spirit, and balancing all of that in a number of ways, because going to some extremes aren't really available to everyone. Not everyone can kind of rip themselves out of the matrix or simulation. All this kind of happens slowly for all of us, rapidly for all of us. Just numerous ways of slipping into flow and surrender. And oftentimes we force it upon ourselves through the trauma that we drag ourselves throughout our entire lives. So it can kind of not need to come to that. Come on, bub. And we can learn how to walk the dog with and without a leash, per se, right? We are kind of, sorry for the shaky camera, we are kind of sort of just playing a game that we call life, and sometimes we take it to the extreme and go ahead and get a little too serious, and oftentimes that leads to always creating a nemesis that hunts us down, and playing the Joker card really brings that nemesis out and sort of stops the train that we are hoping to hitch a ride on. So many different waves of experiencing things, and waves of emotion, and moments of connection. That rear view mirror point of view sort of needs a little more explaining, because we kind of feel that, and we can be trapped in the worst expression of the Groundhog's Day experience that we have available because of the never-ending now, the present moment, the stillness that's there, the solidification that turns into kind of being the enemy because of some of our emotions, a lot of ego, the ego, just ego itself, and that's an enormous word. It's, as they would say, if is the biggest word in the English language. I would say ego is the biggest. I is the biggest, smallest word. And there, I turns into you, and turns into me, and I can even kind of taint we. So together we will find immunity and unity, and kind of learn about these defensive mechanisms and these layers of protection, protective walls that we tend to find and set up for ourselves and build, and create our own hurdles. We create our own destiny. We have generational trauma and an infinite number of opportunities, choices, decisions, lifestyles, ideas. And oftentimes these ideas turn into worst case scenarios that keep hunting us down because of how we've utilized our servo mechanism and focus. And oftentimes it is from the ways that we are just kind of lacking to program that focus, to control that self. So we can sort of come to terms to reorganizing all of that and find a way to come together through togetherness. We will form immunity and unity, and that ends all of any kind of addiction at all, as well as coming into stepping outside of the micromanaging that we kind of do to our own body, that comes overflowing onto our parents and our siblings and our children and our coworkers and our life that surrounds us, that is the Planck field of limitless possibilities, that's always kind of watching and listening and programmable, as well as we have programmed it and are programming it now for our next beautiful step along the way. And oftentimes those footsteps of success is like walking into the fog of cognitivity. There is no way to see what's right in front of you. We're kind of taking leaps of faith all the time, and that can get really spooky, that can get really scary, and that can shake up what we believe and perceive and rewrite some things that we have written in the mind. And these are all just footsteps along the path that leads to the same place, that kind of can be riddled with, like I say, hurdles and problems and worries and complications, things of that nature. But to be able to reorganize all that, to be able to revitalize this body, this unit, our lifetime, our relationships, our love, and tune into love and tune into the heart cave and expand its expansiveness of nothingness that keeps on going and going and going, like the Energizer Bunny accessing the Kundalini or prana or life force energy, universal consciousness. Just being able to be in a headspace that is in and out of all of that, and be able to go hover above Shangri-La and understand that that is those are all of our dreams and aspirations that we are going to bring to this reality if we kind of learn how to focus and learn how to set down our ideas that keep us from taking the necessary steps, our own egoic expressions, our own procrastination, our there's so many words that kind of bind us. So we're here to unmask all that and flow into limitless and hunt down limiting beliefs. So happy holidays. Have a beautiful new year. Namaste. And thank you so much for your time.